I'm ready. Hold on.
You know, here. But here's the thing, though.
I'm here.
They don't want this.
Nope.
I'm coming back for revenge with a swipe twist.
Swipe?
Give your mama a kiss. Talking all that shit, boy. You know I'm not a.
No, we don't.
My mama like, please don't spit.
Go ahead, Herm, sit. Because I'm out here doing big things. I'm Max Keeble. Aaron Branch is that man. This is not a feeble.
What?
Go ahead and press record because it's that time. We have to hurry it up.
That was great. That was good. I enjoyed that. That was good.
That was great. Did you mean a fable?
He did.
I was trying to switch the rhyme up.
Yeah.
To make it rhyme. Feeble.
Dang, we never get to see you freestyle.
One day.
Oh, that was hard!
One day. I thought it was, oh, my bad. I thought that was your bar.
Oh, that I was. You thought I was
I
gonna
thought you
go
were about to go.
What does your shirt say?
Oh, this?
Yeah, what is that?
I think just mind your business.
Oh, wow. That's a, I love that, Brand.
Okay, what's a great brain?
Hey, welcome back to Channel 3. You brought it perfect down. We got Aaron Branch and Lauren Rice. Right now. Follow me on Instagram. We'll see you guys next week. Good night.
Back on my bag.
Can we switch? I want to sit by Kevin.
All right.
I never get to sit by Kevin.
My boy. Welcome, man.
Yeah, what up?
Welcome, dude.
Make sure you wash your hands.
So today we're playing Hot Take. Do it again. Nobody saw. Today we're playing Hot Takes. I figured this is the perfect game. We're all about to break for lunch. And this is a simple game. We're gonna lay out a hot take, and then we're gonna all put down if we agree or disagree.
A lot of conflict.
And as you guys know, every week we play games on this channel and then rate them at the end. So also, if you want to, you can give us your rating of the game in the comments. All right?
Versace.
We're trying to find the best games.
Versace.
Oh, this is a
Nice
gift.
watch,
This is a gift.
It was.
Yeah, it was a gift. I'll tell you the story, as I'm not ashamed of this. I like watches, but I don't like them that much. So any watch I have that's designed, like I have a Cartier, a Rolex, they're all fake. Because I just feel like spending that much on a watch. So many
Insane.
rich people got fake jewelry. It's crazy.
But because you would never ask them if it's real or not.
It's the truth.
All my other watches, if you see me with them, they're not real.
You know what's so crazy though? When people like they travel, they wear fake watches when they travel. They don't wear their real watches.
Yeah.
Watches on vacation.
Yeah, even well, Eileen, sometimes she'll bring she has a backup engagement ring, like a CZ, I think it's called.
Yeah, that's what my wife does.
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
I
travel
didn't even
ring.
know that. A backup engagement. Y'all
this is
getting
the real
money.
ring.
No, but it's like $100 or something. Yeah.
Would have never known that was a thing.
Yeah.
That's so smart.
But it makes sense.
That makes
though.
so much sense.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna give y'all each a card. Also, based on when you're watching this, these two are on tour, bro. They're doing a world tour.
Portugal.
Yeah, these are.
No,
every single
we're not
one
going
of
to
these is
Portugal.
Like,
We might.
It's,
That'd be kind of fun.
Fire.
Simple.
All right.
If somebody, like everybody disagrees, somebody agrees, you gotta plead your case or something.
Yeah, that's what we should do it like that.
Cool, let's do it.
All right, first hot take. Growing up in the suburbs is better than growing up in the city. Suburbs over city. So you think the city's better?
Way better.
Way better.
Way better.
Damn.
Yes, bro.
Okay, I'm open to being turned, so I want to hear. Let me give you mine, then you give me yours.
It's so weird that the whites.
Well, Diddy, you were on the fence. You were waiting to see what the delegation.
Yeah, what you mean?
You wanted to see what black delegation was gonna say about it.
I don't want to live like you. I don't want to live like you, nigga.
I want to be like you.
Because I do feel, I want to actually hear what you're going to say.
I think I was thinking more as a parent, like raising kids in the suburb feels more like, I don't know, I wouldn't say more controlled environment, but like,
It is a more controlled
it's more
environment.
like there's so many lessons in the suburb. And I feel like my kids, or any kid, you end up in the city anyways.
Yeah.
So like growing up in the suburbs, you can get kind of like your bearings, have your best friends. And for me, I
You
grew
don't
up.
think kids in the city got best friends?
I know,
If
but I
they
mean,
have more friends.
Okay, I
than
mean,
people
like,
in the
No,
suburbs.
like you're not fighting all the time. There's enough food for everyone. You know, not like the Hunger Games. You know what I mean? It's like,
but like actually, like in the suburbs, like everybody kind of knows everybody. I'm also a small town guy. Like I tell you this, when you know how you'll know I've made it? I'll move to like a small town in like a Texas or North California. Like I'll move into a small ass town and just live there.
I grew up in one and it's fine.
Let me. Is it the same for you?
Well,
feel like that?
I grew up in the suburbs of Tucson. It was like rural almost. No one in the whole area locked their doors. Now my brother, he's raising his family in a very, very small town in Colorado, and it's just safe. The kids can just be out doing a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
all that I'm basing it off.
Kind of growing up in the city, I think y'all might have a different idea of the city. Once you kind of live in a major city, you can live anywhere.
I do think you made a really interesting point about the parent perspective versus just growing up.
Right.
That is a very different perspective. But to Herm's point, living in cities, you used to have friends and
Yeah, no, for sure.
you eat and stuff like that.
Sometimes more than 2 meals a day.
I mean, really, Village should have been in this.
Bro, growing up in the city, I will say, like, it wasn't a major city like what Herm is talking about also, but like, even though Kansas City at the time, it's a lot bigger now. So it wasn't necessarily like I wasn't like a New York or like a Philly, but I got so much exposure to so many different waves of thought, waves of living, culture.
It's more similar to real life.
And also it's just so like insular. Like I feel like being in the city, it was like, well, if I like stop hanging out with these people, I always knew like every first Friday I was gonna go hang out with these people like all the way downtown.
Yeah.
And then now I'm hanging out with art. Like that's how I got exposed to art. That's how I got exposed to comedy. That's how I got exposed to theater. Like
No, you guys are
just
right.
the freedom of living in a big city was one of the greatest. I will say like my teenage years, like
It's a melting pot.
so
bro. You
much
get
fun,
so
man.
much.
I think that's so important, like being around people who don't think like you.
Yeah.
That was my biggest advantage because I lived on 3 different continents, and I was always around people who looked different, acted different, thought different background, beliefs, religion, and that became my normal. And I would never want my kids to grow up in a world where everything looks the same. When you guys make it, like I'm talking like hundreds of millions of dollars, where do you think you'd live?
Kansas City, 1,000%.
You go back to Kansas City?
1,020%. It's such a cool city, man.
Damn, where are you going?
Tarzana.
I feel that.
No, I really do. I mean, I get you.
Tarzana?
That's where the black people with money live. We can get some land. I'm able to make it to the studio.
That's fist enough. Oh, because we're still filming.
Yeah.
Hey, I like this.
That's like 2026.
Yeah, that's really next year. Where you going?
I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, I might just get a crib out the way in Brazil. Somewhere just
Nah, you too tough, bro. Doing too much. You're doing too much.
I don't want to live in America forever.
Give me a sentence in Portuguese.
A sentence in Portuguese.
Why did he change up his voice like that?
Sentence in
Como vai? Es muito bom.
Did you say more bums?
Muito bom. Bom is like good.
Oh, my bad.
You're not getting no crib in Brazil.
Bro, why not?
Maybe
Lenny Kravitz got a crib.
Maybe you'll
in
get a
Brazil.
crib and go out there multiple times a year, but you're not moving to Brazil.
Why not?
I could easily see Denny doing that also, and not tell anybody when he's going to and fro.
Where I live.
The number would just stop working, and then it would
Yeah.
just start working again when he's back in the States.
Are you calling me off a calling card, Denny? What about you?
I want my home base to always be LA, but my plan is to have little places in like New York,
Yeah, for sure.
out of the country. I definitely want a spot in, my wife's aunt lives in Norway.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's sick out there. So like, you know, I just want
hear
to be
that's a
all over the
beautiful
place.
country.
Yeah.
Hot take. Football is the best sport to watch live. Which football are we talking about?
Either.
See, I've never been to a soccer game, but I can easily see that too also.
Oh,
Man,
okay.
bro.
Damn.
Yeah.
Because for me, it goes basketball and then football.
Are we talking about live in person or on TV?
Live
Live
and
in person.
In person? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's basketball and low key. I can't stand the sport. Hockey is awesome to watch live.
But something about football live, like I went to my first football game, unfortunately, recently. It was so boring to watch. But on TV,
They don't score a lot.
and you also don't hear the
don't
announcements.
hear what's going on.
And so you have to literally follow it yourself. I found myself looking at the screen the entire time.
Have you been a football fan all your life?
I mean, like inadvertently, like just because like I'm from Kansas City, always watch the Chiefs, but I'm not a big football guy.
I think that's the difference. I think bigger football fans, they be more intrigued by the game.
For sure.
Y'all been winning a lot. So it's, you know
For
what
sure.
I mean?
I just
Like,
will say, like, given like the parking situation and then like the lines to the bathroom and then all of that, and then to go there and then just sit there and watch. I'm just saying, I spent a lot of money to go here right now.
It
I really
also
rather be at
depends on
home.
your seats too.
Phenomenal seats.
seats
Phenomenal.
too, but also, bro, it's atmosphere.
It's atmosphere.
It's
Depends on what stadium
atmosphere.
you're
Paid
in.
like
Yeah.
$400 for those tickets. They were incredible seats.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Brazil.
You said good.
Yeah. Football, like, there's a lot of in between.
Yeah.
Like, in between plays, like, timeouts. And, like, the best part of football is, like, when they're playing, which from the 2 hours, it's maybe a total of like 20, 30 minutes. Basketball, it's constant action.
Honestly, for me, it's too many players for football. Basketball, I love that you can watch your individual guy you like. You know what I mean? Where you came to see LeBron, he You know what I mean?
And it's fun seeing them interact too, like live. Like I'm seeing, like I went to my first Lakers game and seeing the way that LeBron leads the team. Like when the cameras are off, I was like, bro, you are literally the.
Have you ever been to a UFC fight in person?
No.
It's violent. I think on TV, it's like
It's still violent.
but the commentator's like, but on TV, the commentator's like, Volkanovski with the right hook, he's down and left. In person, there's no talking. So all you're hearing is like, and it feels like you want to be like, guys, like don't stop. It feels like you're watching a street fight, and everyone's like cheering. And one of the girls, it was so like disrupting for her. She put on AirPods and started watching Friends on her phone.
First of all, blood splattering everywhere. You hearing bones
It's
break,
a lot,
bro.
man. I mean,
like-
it's not UFC, but that's how Herm got the title of the Stoop King.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
That was a funny joke. I don't care what anyone says. That was a funny joke.
And then he tried to convince himself.
Budget airlines like Spirit and Frontier aren't that bad.
I agree with that.
I agree with that too.
I've flown a lot on Spirit, and you know what's a good hack is if you have enough money for a regular flight, get the Spirit and then buy the big front seat. It's not that much more. You can pay like 50 extra bucks to be
That's
right there
and be comfortable.
Yeah.
I disagree.
I mean, this side of the table is saying that coach is bad. Like, if you're exclusively flying coach, Spirit is not that different than Frontier or WestJet or whatever, really.
I think first and foremost, those aren't even budget airlines. They give you a price.
There we go.
And then with the carry-on, with the added seat.
Well, you
with
gotta
this,
fight the system. I have a bag that's just my personal. It's the size of that. I can fit a week and a half worth
Exactly.
of clothes
Yep.
there.
That's what's
It's
up.
a free
That's
thing,
what's
and
up.
I'm only going off of the budget price.
Okay, but my point is,
Got the
they if you do the math on everything you're getting and what you're paying for it, a lot of time it equals about the same.
You don't get a seatbelt, you don't get to eat, but you get there for 75 hours. I don't know. You can't
I think his point is a lot of times you don't.
If you can't find a seatbelt, kindly fasten your own belt to the arm of the seat.
They're so
Hold on
mean
for
to you
dear
in those
life.
Spirit lines.
Nah,
though.
bro, they
They're
treat
militant.
you worse. You also, a lot of times, those flights end up getting delayed.
They're always
the level of
delayed.
professionalism is crazy. If you really need to get somewhere, and it really isn't as cheap as people think it is.
Most people aren't traveling with a backpack. Like your travel tour or whatever, you can hop whatever. But most people with their families or they're going on a trip.
I will say I would never go with the family on Spirit. I would never do that. I'm talking about solo traveling experience.
What about the flight getting delayed or canceled with something like Spirit?
That actually has only happened to me once
Never
on
happened to me.
Spirit.
When's the time you went on a Spirit flight?
Literally when I went to Chicago last week.
What did you feel the new seats they got on those planes?
Well, I was in first class on accident.
Excuse me.
First class is one row. It's not Delta first class.
It's a bigger seat that doesn't lean back.
You like this?
You're still like this. This is so much space. This is almost luxury.
Hot take, money can buy happiness.
I think quite literally yes,
Boom.
but it's not money.
It's what you can get with the money.
It helps to alleviate some pain.
Yes, that's a great way to look at it. Money can help alleviate a lot of problems.
Yes.
But it may not fix problems.
But you have to know what to do with the money.
Yes, like someone in your family could have like an illness that is not curable. No amount of money can help you, but maybe the money can help you with the research, delaying it and stuff like that.
Making their life lit.
Making their life a little easier.
Knowledge really is what can buy the happiness, but the money can help access things to make you utilize
But can
that
the
knowledge.
knowledge buy happiness if you ain't got the money?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'd rather be really short than extremely tall.
How short is really short?
Like your height.
us.
I'm kidding. I mean, I'm like your height.
Don't air in the situation.
I'm kidding.
I'm sorry. You're great.
Sorry.
With the shoulder
He
tap.
saw what happened there last time. And get back.
No,
Get back for you.
That was cheap.
I'd rather be really. You disagree? Okay.
Can we say it? What is extremely tall?
Okay, I'd say 6'6" is extremely tall.
No,
No, that's not extremely tall.
Extremely tall to me is like when
Shaq
you walk into
is
a room,
extremely tall.
people are like,
Okay,
damn.
average male height is what, 5'9"?
6'10" and above, the first thing people say is like, damn.
That's all people know.
Okay, so then what's 13 inches lower? That would be what?
Under 5 feet, you're legally a little person, I think.
I think it's under 4'11".
Under 4'11".
I do know extremely tall people do have a lot of health issues.
Yeah.
I'm
For
extremely
little people.
indifferent on this, if I'm being honest.
Well, then shut the up and let us talk.
I think it would, in general, just be more difficult, and there's stigma around being.
I'm sorry. You're great. You're fantastic. I'm sorry. You're great.
You're taking it too far.
Hey man, it's like I think the littler you go, the more talent you're given.
God gives you more.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
That was a joke. I was trying to help you out.
Why is that? What that was helpful to me.
It just seems like an inconvenience versus I can fit it anywhere if I'm short.
Hey,
you know what
yo.
I mean? It's the truth. Why are you guys looking at it like that was a joke? Okay, you can't.
I'm just confused.
Are you the first person to ever bomb on an opinion?
I think so. That's crazy.
If you're small, you can't even grab your dishes in the cabinet in your house.
Think about extreme. Look, hey, and
That's a good point.
And listen. Check this out, right? If you, how tall are you now? You probably like 6'3" right now.
Yes.
Okay.
Growing still.
Now you think if you were a shorter Denny, like say like a 4'11" Denny, do you think you have the same effect with women? And can I take it further?
No.
You're using all these terms of being tall. You're not using terms of being short. Like movie theaters, events, concert. You can't see. You're too short.
There's ways around
Get
it.
it, bro? You can't even get on roller coasters.
So we're going both extremes.
Yes.
Like a dwarfism.
Yes, a little person.
Yeah.
Man, I'll be thick as
What? What you think, Aaron?
I think he would be thick.
Hey yo.
He said the smaller you get, the more you get. He's like, and that's what I meant.
I definitely think you get more women being extremely tall than extremely
Oh,
short.
that's obvious.
But tall people have flaws too. You know what I mean?
But there's also an inherent
He got some skin on his
genetic.
there's an inherent respect that tall people get as soon as they walk into the room. Also, a lot of small people have a complex and they're angry and they're assholes and they don't end up being funny. And you have taken
I have met a
your
lot of them.
disability and you've made it into something that's an
I've met
advantage
a
for
lot.
you.
I've met a
I
lot.
see what you did there. Aaron, let's not go past that.
Aaron said I've met a lot of.
That wasn't even.
We're gonna move on, but we'll be right back after this commercial break.
Pull it.
Okay, next hot take we got: you shouldn't hook up on the first date.
I think that's some ism.
You want to know emotionally or you want to know in reality?
You tell us. I've never done it, so I'm just gonna go with agree. Hook up. Like
You've never, oh wait, what?
how far is hook up? Like
You've never had on the first date?
no, never.
Purposely?
Yeah,
So you did agree.
I agree.
Interesting.
I never, I don't know. I feel like meeting someone the first day and then taking them back to your house and hooking up with them. I don't know. Maybe I'm just. But to me, I feel like that's weird.
I get, you're making it sound so like gross. There could be a girl that you end up dating. Like
There's nothing wrong with it. That's just my. That's just his opinion.
Hey,
we
hey.
good. We good.
It's just my opinion. But what if she wanted
I was
it?
about to
It's
say,
off the table.
If it got lusty, like if she started kissing you, y'all had wine, I'd be a little like, why are you trying so hard?
But what if it wasn't fine? The vibe was just right.
Bro, we on a first date. Like, damn, you trying to do all that already? But what about you? Like, for having sex, would you do it on a first date or not?
I think it would just depend again on like the vibe. You know what I mean?
Like how he was feeling.
I think I have before, but also there's definitely been times where I'm like, like a quick like kiss is like fine or like whatever the heck. You know what I mean?
Hot take, you should become friends with your ex.
Nope. Blocked, deleted, erased from memory.
That's crazy.
I'm friends with my ex.
I disagree with that.
All the way you disagree? I'm saying you should.
I think Zane's, the way he's going about it is crazy.
I think each individual relationship is different. Like my most recent ex, for instance,
He was cool, huh?
I would still 1,000% consider her like my friend. Like that is my friend.
What if we spoke in the ideal here? Maybe they're saying you should, like in an ideal world, you should learn to become friends with your ex. Just because y'all didn't work out doesn't mean that person should be erased from your life. Obviously, they meant a lot to you at a point.
I think it's a case-by-case scenario.
I
really do think
to be
so.
honest, I do have exes that I'm friendly and cordial with and have as friends.
Yeah.
And there are some that are completely erased from my life. But none of them are like close friends in the way like Catherine's a friend of mine. That's not happening with anybody I've ever dated.
Yeah, I feel that.
Pretty privilege is real. Yeah, I mean, that's all right.
How you know?
Huh?
I think I've talked about this on the channel before, but Denny used to have pretty people parties. And
What?
Yes. In which he would only invite the prettiest people in his life.
And you're just standing looking through the window.
One time I crashed one and he would not let me inside of the house.
Yeah.
That's funny. Was this party a whole bit against Aaron?
No, I had a couple ugly friends.
None of them was
No, because you finally let in, but you still wouldn't let me in.
What the fuck?
Bro, hey, he's got a bone to pick.
His levels are ugly.
To this day, I have no idea what the inside of his Chicago apartment
He said,
looked
put
like.
your ski mask on.
I actually have no.
That's why when we played a game where y'all thought I would invite y'all to my house was crazy. Like Aaron knew him for years, never came over.
I've known Denny since 2017. I haven't been in his apartment either.
You been to Herms?
It's at the zoo.
Of course, Denny picked this pile. Short guys have better personalities.
Well,
Just about what the fittest.
I don't think it's a. This,
We're speaking in generalities.
wait, in what?
Generalities. You want me to say it like you?
That's crazy. You a oh nah.
Say it like her.
Been a valid.
Say it like this.
Say it like Kevin.
Say it like they.
So how we get all the way here from short guys have better personality?
What's he doing?
Put together a press release on the footage of everything. Take the hard drive, every footage, everything he's ever said, just leak it.
PDA is gross.
Yep.
What level of PDA are we talking?
I don't think there's anything wrong.
It can get outdone. People be extra, but a little kiss here and there.
Okay, well, I wouldn't consider that PDA. I think like anything beyond, like when you're with your girl, if you're like holding hands, touching her, peck on the cheek, I would not consider
That's regular.
that.
Okay,
That's
what's
regular.
Then what's PDA?
If you're making out,
All right, then I agree. Yeah, if you had a game and the couple next to you just like hardcore making out, you're not gonna be like,
It doesn't bother me.
guys.
I would say heavy petting is when it starts to get a little bit weird for me.
What does that mean, heavy petting?
Like over the pants stuff.
Over the pants stuff.
Like is that.
That is not PDA. That's
Over the
Now I'm starting to get the hooking up. Touching over the pants is. And I would never do that on a first date.
you talking about?
I would never do that on a first date.
Nah. Why you laughing? It's not that funny. I'm getting flamed for not hooking up on the first date. It was crazy. That's it.
Oh man.
Out of 5 stars.
this was not better or even equal to the game we played previously.
Okay, you're right. Okay, you're
This
right.
is like a 3.5. for
I'm
me.
going 2.9.
I'm going 1.5 to 2. Just because you don't really need the game.
You could chat GPT all this.
Let us know in the comments what you guys think about the game. Hot takes. None of these videos are sponsored, by the way, guys. I'm literally just finding games and playing them with my friends. Make sure you go follow Zane, Denny, and Herm, and we'll see you guys next week. Good night!